I still don't understand why Americans want to punish the consumers of aluminum when you get 60% of it from Canada. It's also a product that Americans can't produce themselves. You don't have bauxite, so there is no way to have a homegrown aluminum industry. So we're kind of scratching our heads.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. She's so tough, but she's still relatable. She's still over there. She's talking to them. She's not dividing a wall with divisiveness. And she's just speaking logic. She's always doing well on the international stage and showing that she's at least trying the best for her people. And then you got Dougie Ford.
Doug Ford, whose video clip we'll get to in a moment, but stark contrast because he says, we're going to come out guns blazing. And it's like, if you compare what the way that he's speaking with how Danielle Smith just approached that right there, very reasonably based in fact, based in, hey, this is kind of a head scratcher. We don't know why this doesn't make any sense to us. Help us understand how this makes sense. And then look, here's what you have from Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford.
Well, I think guns a-blazing starts if President Trump says, no, we don't have a deal. We're going to continue tariffing your country. I find it ironic that China is getting a better treatment than its closest friends and allies. That's unacceptable. We should be the first country in line to get a fair trade deal because it benefits Americans and Canadians. I really believe that he's short-sighted. He's not seeing the forest beyond the trees right now, President Trump, because at the end of the day, it's going to hurt Americans across the board. Anything that's produced by steel, we've seen it. The cost has gone up 16% because of his actions. What the problem is China. They're shipping in steel, slapping a flag of certain countries on their steel and saying, hey, it was made here. Well, it's not made there. That's the flow we have to stop. I mentioned that to the Prime Minister, and the President has to realize that as well. Everything's on the table right now. Hopefully that we won't come to that. Let's try to strike a deal in the best interests of Americans and Canadians.
Yeah, and I appreciate that they've come away from the dollar for dollar thing that they were saying before, because I'm pretty sure our dollar is trading way less than the US dollar. So are you accounting for that discrepancy, or how are we going to hit back with dollar for dollar tariffs when our dollar is worth way less than the American dollar? But obviously they've had several months now to work through and reach an agreement and get negotiations going and have something in place. And that has continually failed. So this back and forth, and I've called it before, I'll say it again, this political ping pong of trade war nonsense and back and forth is just getting to be exhausting, trying to keep up with it. And it's so frustrating. These are the people we elect to represent us because they act like high school drama queens.
Yeah. And we elect them over and over again. So it's even more frustrating. I mean, guns a-blazing. Like, did you just threaten war with the United States? Because I'm pretty sure we're not going to win that type of war either, as we're losing with the tariff war right now. But he said some facts in there. But then again, with this rhetoric that comes out, it's like Doug Ford is part of what, in my opinion, of what is making it so hard to make a deal, especially when we contrast Miss Smith before. The retaliatory approach is just not working. And it is hard to understand where Trump is coming from. Just like Smith said, we're scratching our head. But that's not the way either. And that's not helping. And who's suffering? The Canadians, the steel workers. And to a certain extent, maybe the US will be hurt a little bit with that too, but for sure we are, and we've got to get our act together and actually lead quick. Yeah. My cat agrees.
I can hear in the background. He's like, yes, go Trump. Ford he originally said that he threatened to cut off electricity to the United States, and was like, the people that will suffer most are like middle class average Americans. And he just said that with a straight face, as though it was like making him happy at the thought of cutting people off from electricity instead of taking steps to secure our border, which is now being done as something that will simultaneously infringe on the privacy and security of Canadians. I mean, the whole thing is topsy-turvy, crazy town. But here we are living in it as per usual.
Do you agree with me? It is time to make Canada great again. And that is why we at Rebel News have teamed up with MCGA Hats to introduce, well, the fashion sensation of 2025. Oh, and by the way, these beautiful hats, they are made in Canada. We don't rely on cheap imports coming over from China. So what are you waiting for, folks? Show your pride. This is the perfect thing for a patriot to wear, or maybe there's a patriot in your life that you would like to gift such a hat. Please go to mcgahats.ca. That's mcgahats.ca. Don't be shy about it. Wear this cap. Let everybody know you want to make Canada great again.